There is nothing wrong with your music player. Everything you hear is being carried out as we intend. We control the treble and the bass. The imaginative processes between your ears are now under our influence. Do not attempt to adjust this podcast. You're listening to Relative Dimensions.
Hello out there, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Relative Dimensions. This is the podcast with all the latest talk, if we record on time, or if we record that week, on multiplayer gaming. My name's Chris Renshaw. I am one of your hosts, and I'm going to throw it to that guy over there. It's Philip. How's it going?
Hey, everybody, what's going on out there on the interwebs? This is Relative Dimensions, episode number 30.
Yo.
We're getting old here, son.
Yep.
Sunday, February 24th. So,
2013?
2013?
You mean it's the future?
You mean I'm still waiting on my thank you for saving the world.
You're not getting it.
I'm apparently not going to get it. I'm just, whatever. I'm just not going to let it happen next time. I'm just going to, whatever. Let the world die.
That can be arranged.
Love that part. If anybody hasn't seen it, it's the Three Musketeers with Kiefer Sutherland and Chris O'Donnell and Charlie Sheen
And Oliver Platt.
And who was Cardinal Richelieu?
The butler from Clue.
The butler from Clue.
He was also the butler. Tim something.
It's got Fiona from Burn Notice. She was the queen. I know Tim Curry.
Tim Curry.
That's the guy's name. Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. But he's also the butler in Clue.
Never saw Clue.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay.
You
I
didn't
didn't
miss much.
All right.
So what you been up to, man?
Bought a game.
I saw that.
It's kind of cool.
I saw that.
I bought you a copy of the game too.
I saw that as well. That's how I knew about this.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't get your text until like later when I had gone to bed, and I'm looking on my computer and I just happened to have Steam up, and because I was getting rid of getting them off my computer, and I noticed the notification thing. It's like, you've got a game. I'm like,
No, I don't. What are you talking about?
what?
You guys are stupid.
So then I pulled this up. Some gratuitous space battles.
Yes.
I'm guessing there are space battles
It
in
is
here.
so amazing.
And I'm guessing there are gratuitous.
Gratuitous amounts of space battles. It's so amazing.
So what is this game about?
There's no story, okay? There's no story. There's no real campaign. There's not a whole lot of the background crap to get in the way.
Right.
All right? Your biggest obstacle is designing the ships. All right? That is the biggest thing you have to do is you got to go in and customize fighters and cruisers and frigates. Those are your three classes. But you can go in, you can customize them with weapons, armor, crew modules, power generators, engines.
Are you doing this before you actually launch into the game?
Yes.
So I'm not trying to figure this out while...
No, this isn't like you're in the middle of a battle and, what do I got to do?
Right.
Okay. After you go through, and they give you some tutorial ships that are already pre-designed to help you out a little bit. You go in and you hit the battle button. And then you lay the ships out. It gives you a map. Small, medium, large, those are the map sizes.
Right.
You put the ships out there. It gives you because each ship has a credit cost. So you can only go up to your credit cost, or you can only go up to your pilot cost.
Okay. So, like Starcraft in a way, where like you either have your resources or you have like your people.
Your people cap, yeah.
Must construct additional pylons.
Yeah, that thing. And you can't get more. So it's like when you start the level, it's like you have this many pilots, you have this many credits.
Oh.
It's like, okay, bam. If you use up either one, you can take ships off, put more ships on, all that stuff.
What happens if a shit explodes?
Too bad.
You don't get like those people or credits back?
No.
Okay.
Because this is you can call it a one shot maybe. You put your ships on the board, you hit battle. They go.
You don't touch anything?
You don't touch a damn thing.
Oh, wow.
They each have their own.
I like this though, kind of.
Yes, it takes
I
away
suck
some
at
of the thinking.
the strategy and stuff. I suck at that.
Because all of the stuff we're doing is real-time strategy. So you got to be in there and you got to control every little... No, you give them their marching orders. You're like, hey, I need you to attack these guys first, then these guys, then these guys.
Right.
And, priority, intensity, all that jazz. And you just let them go.
Now, is this a multiplayer kind of thing? Or is it...
It is...
Or is it like, I can play multiplayer, but I can also play like single player against AI?
You play against the AI.
Okay.
Okay. The way they did the multiplayer is if I set up one of my fleets and it is the most BAMF fleet on the planet, I can then upload it online.
Uh-huh.
And I upload the design, the orders, all that crap, and people fight it.
Oh.
They download my
How does that work?
What they do is because you're not directly in control of the ships and you've already given them their marching orders.
Yeah, but aren't the marching orders based on what you're fighting though?
Yes, that's why you try to have balanced fleets.
Oh.
With balanced marching orders. I cheated, and I go through and I put a crappy fleet in the first time, and of course they lose. But then when I go through the stats of the battle, it's like, oh, this guy is an anti-fighter frigate. This guy's an anti-fighter frigate. This guy's an anti. Don't put fighters on the board. How about that? Solves that problem. Boom. Just put frigates and cruisers, and bam, wipes them out.
Is that really cheating? It sounds like it's a part of the game.
It does sound like it's part of the game, yeah. But it's one of those things where, this is kind of cool. This can put people...
Yeah.
It's gratuitous violence. It's amazing.
It's so gratuitous, they had to put it in the name.
Yes. And there's 2 expansions that we haven't got yet. And there's gratuitous tank battles. That looks cool, too.
Oh, gosh.
Looks
So,
like it's
the
all...
same people just... Cool.
Yeah.
Now, because I saw that it was... I saw there was a pack that was on sale, right?
Yeah, that's the pack I bought for both of us.
So what's in that pack?
The game and 5 expansions.
Okay.
And
there's 2 that we don't have then?
Right. So
Okay.
there's a total of 7 expansions for this game, and all it is
more
different
ships?
different races. So it's
It's different styles of ships and stuff.
different. Yeah, there's is it the Swarm? I think one of them looks like a bunch of Egyptians. All right, they have ISIS fighters, Osiris cruisers, Set frigates, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And all their weapons and stuff are going to have those kind of Egyptian theme going on.
Right.
It's pretty cool. It looks like a gold eagle flying around the screen.
All right. So I downloaded it.
Mhm.
I've not touched the game yet because I saw it was Saturday, I think, is when you bought it. So I had it.
Early in the morning.
It was either that or Friday, one of the two. And I just had it and I just let it go and install. But I have not had a chance to play yet.
I played a good 4 or 5 hours. With 4 of those hours being just designing ships.
I saw that on Facebook. You were talking about that.
Just designing ships.
So I jumped back into... I've been playing a lot of DCUO recently.
All right. How's that going?
I really like it. Because I've kind of I've been trying to play WoW. Because I've been having that itch where it's I really want to play WoW. But then I jump into WoW. And then I'm I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to play my mage and stuff, but I don't know really what I want to do with that. Or I want to level the monk so that I could do have a better chance of doing raids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've gotten to the point now where I can't really play it because it's the same stuff I just did on the mage. And I tried doing my plan was to do dungeons so I wouldn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
But right now at my level, only 2 dungeons are available. I've already done the quests in both, so the XP I'm getting from those is not a whole lot. So I'm just playing those same 2 dungeons over and over again. So I was fine, whatever. I figured it'd probably be faster if I went and just started doing a lot of the quests. But now I'm doing all the quests that I already did with the mage. So I'm just kind of okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped on the mage and started doing some I hadn't touched the farm in a while, so I thought I'd do a couple of those quests and stuff. But I was eh. So I jumped onto DCUO.
Did you have a lot of rotted plants in the farm?
No, actually, if you it turns out if you ignore your plants for 3 months,
Mhm.
they still are fine.
Really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
that should be something they put in there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, all of a sudden,
If you don't get it after the first couple of days, they just rot away.
yeah, they rot away, or they like completely overtake your farm.
So, I jumped onto DCUO. I was like level 27, 28-ish. But I got up. I'm level 29, so I'm almost there.
Mhm.
Finally at level 30, or almost to level 30. And I'll have another game I'm at max level at.
Cool.
So I do really like that game. It's just a shame. I would play that game more if they had a Mac version. Because
Okay.
that's one reason why WoW holds up for me so much. Is because I can play it on the laptop or I can play it on the desktop.
Yep.
I can take the laptop upstairs and hang out, next to Ashley. She's doing homework, whatever. I'm playing games. But so I'm playing DCUO. You remember they had that whole home turf
Mm-hmm.
update that came out where you got your own like cave, basically.
Yep.
Your own hideout. It's like player housing. So I didn't realize. I didn't think I was gonna get it because I didn't buy it. I haven't bought that DLC. Like I'm a few DLCs behind.
Me too.
I think the Lightning Strikes is the last one I got, which I think is the second one. Because I know it was like Fight for the Light was the first one, and then there was the Lightning Strikes, and I know I have those two. I don't think I bought any more after that.
Okay.
And so I think there's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah,
like we were really into it when it first came out,
yeah.
but then
You
we
even
just kinda stopped.
subscribed, I think. Didn't
Yep,
you?
I subscribed for a couple months.
That's right. That's how we have a league.
That's right. We have a league.
A league of 2.
That's right. No, 3 because Jason was in there, even though he doesn't
okay.
play anymore.
Well, he does. From what I hear, he only plays on the PS3 version though.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm like, why? I mean,
Because it's right there.
yes, but like, if it was cross compatible, and B, if like you had a PS3, then okay. But
I think that's what needs to be. Like, let's screw all this next gen crap. Let's get cross compatibility.
see, that's why I was bummed when the only thing I was bummed about when DCUO first came out is that when they originally it was like 2007 when they originally came out. That's what they said. They said that it's going to be on PC. They even said it was going to be on like PSP, and they said it was going to be like on PlayStation 3. And they said they were all going to be like compatible with each other, so you could jump from one to the other, and like
And
I'm
not
gonna
have a problem.
and not have a problem. Like I can log in on the PC, log out, log in on the PS3, have no problem, and that would be awesome. It's probably one of the only reasons AIE's not in there yet, because there's so many different factions you can do. Because it's like, do people play on PS3? Do they play on PC? Do they play heroes? Do they play villains?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to pick one thing to set up a league on.
Yeah.
But but I didn't have the DLC. Going back to my point about home turf, but they give you a starting one. Like you can't do a whole lot in it,
Okay.
but you get like the standard base, where it's just like an empty kind of apartment kind of thing. Yeah, and you get like you could decorate a little bit. Like they give me like a clock, a table, and like a chair or something like that.
Okay.
And you can like place it around. But like there's this big computer where you can like organize stuff. I can't do that because I don't have the DLC. Like there's like it was talking about like you can organize different attacks or something like that. Or so I didn't. It was kind of weird, and since I couldn't access it, I couldn't explore more to figure out what was going on. All I had access to was the computer that allowed me to move stuff around. And then of course you could buy like different styles of your base.
Yeah.
The part I did think was cool was that I thought it was going to be like I've seen other things do, where it is go to this. Everybody goes to this one thing, and when they click on it, they just go to the instance version of their house. Right? It's not like that. The way they do it is you go to the whatever and then pick a house. They give you a list of addresses, and you pick your address. Do you want to be in Gotham? Do you want to be in Metropolis? And then it's like you go on the big map. It's like, here's your base, and you can either, I think there's some teleports you could do. I think you can teleport there from like the watchtower. Because I think that's where I was at when I got it. so you can beam down to it from the watchtower. Or like you could just be flying along, and then if you fly by where your thing is, there's the little portal out front, and then you could just go into your base.
Oh, that's kind of
but
cool.
where my base is may not be where your base is, so your base may be on the other side of town.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So they got that a little bit right.
Yeah, like that's kind of cool. The only thing is it's like it only gave you like 5 options, and it made it seem like those were the only things available at the time. But I'm like, there are thousands of people playing this, so it can't just be like there are 5. Like I thought maybe it was like unique for every single person, but that would be too much. I mean, they're big maps, but I think that's still even really big. So maybe just like every time you click on it, it just randomizes the locations.
That could be.
So I thought that was really cool. The only thing that's bugging me is the thing that you were talking about, how like to get these final quests, you have to really be grouped up. But the problem is I can't find anyone to group with.
Yeah.
Like people just like I stay outside of the portal to these like last missions, and people just run and jump in. And like I'm trying to like click fast enough to like invite them into a group. I did it once and was able to finally, but it's just not very. That system needs to get reworked a little bit. It's a little too hard to like. You know, like in WoW, I can just click the dude and do /invite.
Yep.
I don't know if I can do that in DCO. Plus, I play on a controller, so I gotta, from the controller, I have to do like the D-pad and then down and then over, or I have to like switch over to the mouse. So that's a little bit disorienting. But I definitely I've been scratching that itch a whole lot. So.
Share.
So we got 2 really big news topics, and then a couple of Star Trek news and some other stuff. Do you want to hit the big topics first, or what do you want to do?
Let's do the big topics.
Big topics first?
Give them the big stuff.
PS4?
PS4.
All right, so PS4 came out. I guess I should probably switch to some of those. Got a... let's see here. This article I did with the what we learned at the event. It's just a lot of different stuff. I'll talk about. We'll go to the one that we actually do know stuff about, and that is the PlayStation 4, DualShock 4, and the Eye camera revealed. By the way, what does that Eye camera look like to you? Just real quick.
Xbox.
Exactly.
Netflix.
It looks like the Kinect.
Netflix. Okay, it's not working.
It's like, could you really,
could you rip it off anymore?
Yeah. It doesn't have the base.
Nope.
That's it. It's like somebody ripped it off the base. And I mean,
maybe it's a prototype. They left the base. They left the base back at the office.
Oh gosh. And okay, the controller's kind of cool. This is like the first controller though that's like ditched the start button in a while.
Yep.
Like I'm talking about in all of console gaming. There's always been a start button. This one has just option and share.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what that touchpad's going to help us with.
The touchpad, from what I've seen, is it'll be like you could easily launch stuff. Like say you're in a game. Or say you're watching Netflix and you finish up a movie and you want to launch what's in the disk drive.
Okay.
And you don't want to back out, go over to this menu, do that. You could just type, or you could just touch like game, and it would automatically kill Netflix and then start loading your game. Or vice versa. Maybe you're done, you saved your game, but you don't want to do save, quit, go back to the main menu, load up Netflix, so I could just be like Netflix or like video or whatever on there. And then maybe it'll do that. That's one use I've seen for it. Because one thing that they said is it's not going to be it's not a very big graphics overhaul, like from one gen to the next. But it's all about the user experience.
Okay.
So they want to make it easier for you to do the things that you want to do on it.
Sorry, I was being bad.
So
we're just not going to go there.
What did you read any of the posts or anything that came out about the PS4?
Nope. Like I saw. When did it even get announced?
Wednesday.
Yeah, I was watching Southland on Wednesday. It's a good show. It's about cops in LA. So I was like, hey, let's watch that.
So what did you see?
I didn't see anything.
Oh, you didn't see anything?
No,
I thought
like,
you said you did see something.
Like I saw someone's like, oh yeah, it's being announced. Watch it live on YouTube. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Basically, we didn't learn much other than there's gonna be one.
There's gonna be one.
It's coming out this holiday season.
And it's the fourth one.
It's the fourth one. The new controller they showed, and a lot of the software featurey stuff that it's gonna have. Like, the big thing is they're doing like a lot of like social stuff. That's why there's a share button on the controller. By the way, I just want to say that's dumb.
Yeah.
A share button on the controller. I could see put it on the touchpad. Make it like a button on the touchpad. But like I don't need a dedicated share button. Cuz like apparently they don't want to be like at any time you could start streaming your games, or there was one thing where it's like you could remote play where you're playing the game and people are watching you play, and somebody would be like, hey, let me play that. And you could turn the game over to them, and then they could start playing the game.
And then they kill my character.
Yeah.
And then and with some of the games that are coming out with permadeath, it's like, oh, you just killed my character that I spent 4 years working. Thanks.
Or go buy your own freaking game.
There you go. That one too.
It's like I just spent $50, or I spent $6, or who knows? It could be $70 now, because it was $50 for PlayStation 2, $60 for PlayStation 3. Is the standard for PlayStation 4 games going to be $70? Better not be, because nobody will buy it.
Nope.
So I spent like $60 on a game for somebody else to enjoy. No. That would only be cool if like one person had to have a game for like split screen play.
Okay, yeah.
That would be cool. But I don't know. And then there's all this like streaming or sharing stuff to like Facebook and Twitter, of course. I just think that's blown out of the like I think that's a fad. I really do. I think that's like 3D. That's like the new 3D. Like, everybody's hyping onto it, and it's just going to, like, not that many people are going to, like, yes, there will be a small group of people that will love these features.
Yeah.
They will love it. But the mass person that they're wanting to get this to, the ordinary user is not, he's just going to be, I just want to play some games. All right? And that's why, like, I was talking with one of the guys at work, and he still has a PlayStation 2.
Okay.
And he was trying to figure out, because he's starting to get like, or he's wanting to upgrade his stuff, and he was like, should I get a PS4 or PS3? And me and another friend were looking at each other. We're like, do you want to stream your games? He's like, no. I'm like, get a PS3 then.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the games that they announced too, a lot of them said coming to PS3 and PS4. So I'm like, oh, so nothing's even really being exclusive to PS4. Although I'm sure there are, but.
Sorry, I'm looking at pictures of this controller.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the light bar's for.
The light bar is because they've incorporated a lot of moves, the PlayStation Move, where, they had like the blue ball thing on top.
Okay.
It's incorporated some of it into the controller.
Okay, because when I was reading some of the... Hang on, let me get back to finding it.
You're talking about the little blue light on the other side?
Yeah, it says...
It's also to help identify like which controller's what. Like this one will have like blue, and that one will be red for second player. Uh-oh. Philip's reading.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think that makes a little sense now.
What?
Oh, because it said, additionally, an LED light bar on top of the controller illuminates to communicate various information to players, such as character's current health status, for instance.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing maybe...
Oh, like the screen could like have like stats and stuff on, like the touch screen.
Well, it's not a touch screen. It's a touch pad. It's like my little laptop touchpad here.
Right.
I don't think there's any information communicated across it. If you go to the
no, but from what I've heard, it's well, I don't know. They haven't shown it on.
Because I went to the joystick article.
The detailed one?
Yeah,
oh, I know which one you're talking about. Okay.
Closer look. And when you go and you click on the pictures, it just looks like a touchpad on a laptop.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. I swear I saw somewhere where it was lit. It was there was like actual stuff, like icons and stuff on there.
Kind of like your gamepad.
Yeah. I don't know. See, the problem is they did a lot of stuff, but they didn't really show too much.
Yeah. And if you think about it, I'm not going to want to look down at my controller to see how much ammo.
Oh my God! There's a base.
There's a base. It clips on top of your TV.
Hold on. I guess. Oh, look at that. Oh, it looks. Oh wait, look at this picture here.
Yeah, and then it shifts up and down. Looks like you have to do that manually though.
Yeah. Man, that looks so much. That looks so much like the. You know
what it looks like? It looks like that toy snake. That toy snake used to be back in the day. Just like a bunch of.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was just like a bunch of squares or a bunch of parallelograms, and you could twist them in different directions and make like a snake or a bird or.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
That's what it looks like.
You're talking about how cube.
Yeah.
The little cube design is. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't necessarily look like there could be icons and stuff on there.
But then also think about it. If I'm already looking at the screen and I got my ammo up here and I got my health over here, why do I need to look down at my controller to figure out how much ammo and health I have left?
Right. Well, then why would it communicate health and stuff between the controller? Why would the controller need to know that?
Yeah, that too. It's just like,
I don't know. See, I heard all this great stuff about the PS4 or whatever. Two big pieces of information they didn't show, and that's why I really don't care. So, number one, they didn't even show us a picture of what it looks like.
They forgot.
Yeah. We have no idea what it looks like.
It's a big black box.
Yes. Number two, how much is it? Because until I know both of those things, I don't care. Because it's like I've been telling people, I can promise you the world on a screen, but until I show you the box and show you the box doing all that stuff, and then tell you how much it's going to cost you to be able to do that stuff with that box, it doesn't matter.
I've got it.
What?
It's as big as a Mac Mini.
It's just a Mac Mini.
That's right. That's all it is. It's a Mac Mini. No, it's got Sony guts. It's okay.
No.
Sony guts. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell me it's going to do all this great stuff. Okay, well, show me doing all that great stuff.
Unless it can go to the kitchen and make me a sandwich, I'm done with it.
Wow.
And there's really no reason to ever call it again.
Okay, moving along here.
I ask myself why sometimes, and this is probably the reason why.
You ask yourself why what?
Just, in general, it's like, why? This right here is probably the reason why. That's why. Okay.
So, 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, one of the two, I think it was actually a week from today or 2 weeks from today, Bungie announced what their latest, or what their newest game is going to be. Bungie being the people that made...
I'm on that page.
Halo. And that is Destiny. They knew that we've heard the name Destiny before, but they finally announced what Destiny was going to be, and it's
that was the ship in Stargate Universe.
Har. And so, by the way, all these articles, and plus there's going to be a bunch of other articles that we're not going to specifically talk about them, but I'm going to leave them in the show notes so that you guys can see all the different various links from different couple sites and stuff. But so Bungie's making a new first-person shooter, but it's going to be an MMO kind of shooter.
Sweet.
Where the game is, the way they called it is like a continuous shooter, where when you log back on, the game is not the same as when you logged off. So stuff has happened where you're fighting against these forces and you're trying to drive them back or whatever, and maybe when you've logged off and you log back on, maybe they've come back a little bit because maybe it's night and not as many people are playing, so maybe those forces have started drawing back in. And it's this big sci-fi shooter, so I'm kind of psyched about that. The only problem I have with all this is that Bungie's great. I am really excited to see what they do, but they acted like this was the first time anyone had ever done anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
They acted like, look at this new concept that we've come up with. Nobody else has done this before. But I'm just like, PlanetSide 2 is doing this like exact same thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll probably buy the game, but don't act like.
But have they been doing it for 10 years?
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe. But that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, this will be really cool and really neat. And yeah, sure, maybe not as many people have done. More people are probably going to start doing this. It seems to be. But don't act like you're the first person to come up with this idea. Of, hey, let's put an MMO in a shooter. What? And then have it be, like, continuous. No plans to charge a subscription fee, but most likely it'll probably be one of those you buy the game and then it's like Defiance. It'll probably be like that.
Pick up the game for $60 and then boom, you're in.
Yep.
I do like the way they were doing the
story sounds really great. Like where it's like a post-apocalyptic, where it's like you are the last remaining humans, and if you fail, then all of humanity gets wiped out.
Where was the stuff about multiplayer? It was the stuff with the. I was reading the stuff with the multiplayer. They would it would say, because they're predicting so many people are going to be in this world. It's not going to be like.
Oh, you're talking about like the cities, when people are in the cities.
Well, not even in the cities, just when you're out in the area. If you're close to someone and you're like level appropriate for each other, your worlds could mesh and you could see each other.
But like it was talking about if you go into the cities where, like, say in WoW, you know how it's like overpopulated.
Yeah, you see everybody.
You see everybody, and this it would mesh those worlds apart so that you only see a couple of people around you. You don't see everybody, and then maybe if the population goes down, to just start bringing those people back together. So yeah, that's really cool. That'll involve a lot on their side probably, but
I love it. It's an intricate, highly complex online system that will just work.
Sure.
All right.
Whatever you say.
I'm predicting 20 minutes from launch the game will crash.
I'm predicting the game doesn't ever start. It crashes.
Boom. All right, there we go. Chris says no start. I say 20 minutes.
Well, I say of like the first time that we can play like a beta or anything.
Okay.
Like maybe not the actual game, but like the first time that mass amounts of people can play the game.
It crashes.
It crashes.
Boom.
So I like the story. I like the gameplay footage we've seen, or the footage. I don't think it's gameplay footage yet.
I was looking at the classes: the Hunter, the Warlock, the Titan.
Yeah.
That sounds like the Fighter, the Mage, and the Rogue.
Yep.
That sounds like pretty much every game ever.
Yep. This is going to be one of those. You got to do something different, guys, if you're going to want to keep my attention.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just like every single game ever has fighters and mages and rogues, even in this post-apocalyptic era.
Yep.
These are pretty pictures. I don't know. What's Master Chief doing here?
Oh, that was just them showing like their history, kind of. That
okay.
You're talking about that article.
Yeah, I was like, whatever.
So, let's see.
Speaking of Master Chief, any news on Halo 5?
No, nothing yet.
Damn.
E3 is when I would guess.
E3.
And that's also when I guess we get. E3 is when I bet we get Xbox, new Xbox.
The Xbox 720.
Whatever it's going to be. Microsoft talks about their new console. We get more and probably see the PlayStation 4. And then stuff like Halo 5. That sort of thing. So,
What other game's been going on forever?
what do you mean?
Probably have like a Call of Duty game or something in there.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 18.
Yep. We didn't have a Battlefield 3 or Battlefield last year, didn't we?
We had Battlefield 3, didn't we?
No, that was the year before because it came out when Modern Warfare 3 came out.
Okay.
So we'll probably have like a Battlefield 4 coming out because they don't like to do every year, but they. So, oh, I know what we can talk about. We can talk about this Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah.
This lets you recover lost game, take command during replays, all sorts of cool stuff. So basically what the article talks about is that you're going to be able to watch replays with other people, which I don't know why you would want to do that. That seemed kind of sketchy to me.
Yeah, the whole watching it thing. The thing I really liked was the recovering lost games.
Yes, that was cool.
Because when we were at your old house
Yeah.
and we were playing multiplayer on everyone's computers and all of a sudden we all just crashed.
Yeah.
Like the network completely got overloaded and died. Well, this can fix that. Because it'll hold all that stuff on their servers and then you can log in and go, hey, yeah, we lost the game. And it even pops up with suggestions.
Suggestion be like, users quit at this time. So
like, this user over here lost network connection. We're like, yeah, that's probably when we lost. So let's go back to that time there.
yeah.
And boom, then it already has all your resources, everything you were doing.
And it even pauses it, so it doesn't immediately start the game.
Yeah.
And then whoever's hosting the game just clicks like run.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like the whole they got the whole replays and stuff, but I also like the being able to jump into a replay where the replayer is now just not you're watching somebody else fight. You could be like, that looked really cool. I'm going to jump in, and now you can take control of either side of the game, and you're actively playing it.
Yeah.
So, like, say I'm a big esports guy. I got this big competition coming up, and I could learn my opponent's tactics and learn how to defend against them by pulling up some of his old games and jumping into the game and then playing against him beforehand. Or say I played a really big tournament and I lost, and instead of moping and crying,
find out why.
I could go back in and then like reload the game and then be like, okay, where did I screw up and what could I have done differently? Well, let's go back and try it. And then, or like,
more Protoss turrets. That's all you need. Just a whole friggin' your entire map of just Protoss turrets. Boom, you're done.
Or here's another example of what you could do. Say you're one of those people that watches these StarCraft esports things, and you're seeing the guys fight and do all this stuff, but you're like, what the heck is that guy doing? That guy is a complete moron. And then when he loses, you're like, well, of course you lost. You did this stupid thing. And then, everyone's like, if I had been there, I would have done X, Y, and Z. Well, now you can put your money where your mouth is. Because someone could be like, okay, then, well, let's load up the replay, and you can go for it.
Ready, go.
Yeah. The only question I have is when you load up the replay and you do the other side and you change things, how does it know what to do for the other side?
Yeah. That's because if you're sitting there and watching the replay, and it's like, oh, my guys just walked into an ambush, or we got surprised because we were walking in the middle of the map toward each other. I'm now going to take my guys around this way. Are they still just walking, in the one direction?
I would think they would originally.
Yeah.
But then you're like, okay, now that we've gotten past that conflict where I jumped in at, how is it control? Is it just the AI grabs that? That's what I would assume is that the AI now grabs
and tries to make do with what's going on.
Yes. I would assume that it uses the replay as much as it can, and then uses the AI to fill in the gaps. To bear like when stuff changes.
Okay, yeah.
Like it uses the original replay as much as it can, but if the original replay is no longer as valid, then it fills in with the AI, which is kind of cool. So that's really awesome. I think that'll be really cool. Not enough to get me to buy the Heart of the Swarm, but
yeah,
that I throw that back to the whole. I didn't really play the first game, so not gonna buy the expansion.
I played the first one. I used God mode. Eh.
Oh, of course it was like, there was no challenge.
I know, but then I used God, but then I started going back and like, after I found out what to do and where to beat, I went back and I played through like 5 missions. I was like, it's really hard. These computers are smart, man. What's going on there?
So, I don't know. If it was something where like a bunch of people we knew were actively playing the game, then maybe, but no. Or there probably are people that we know that play the game, but it's just I don't play it enough.
Yeah.
Back to that whole too little time, too many games to play.
That's right. Oh.
So you wanna talk about some Stowe stuff?
We can talk about some Stowe stuff. Stowe is amazing.
There's a lot of I pulled a lot of articles to talk about here. What you want to talk about? Cricket.
Yeah, I know. It's like all this, and there's so much to talk about.
Majestic Construction project. That's just adding extra stuff to your
those are always
star
annoying.
bases. Okay. New ships.
New ships. Gotta love new ships, people.
So Star Trek Online spotlights new ships for players. We watched this video just here a second ago. That was pretty sweet.
Pretty good video. The one thing that all the forums and comments are always throwing a fit about is we've kind of ignored the KDF. All right, the Klingons are whatever. Barely anybody plays them. I'm like when I log in on my Klingon character, there's still a whole bunch of people running around, Kronos and the Academy and all that crap. But most people focus on their Federation character. And the big thing all these people want to know about is why on earth is my Federation character flying a Breen ship or a Tholian ship?
We mentioned this last time.
This is the thing they're always getting on about. But now they come up with some new Federation ships. You've got the Yamaguchi class, which is your fleet retrofit of the Ambassador class. The old Enterprise C, for those people who know what I'm talking about.
That I have now and you have now.
The Enterprise C, that was a pretty cool little ship. I'm not gonna lie. I think it had cannons on it, which is kind of cool for a cruiser.
Sweet.
They had mirror ships.
The Mirror Universe stuff.
Mirror Universe ships. And when you look at it, when I was reading the developer blog on it, the Mirror Universe, the Patrol Escort, looks like a regular Universe Advanced Escort.
Are you talking about the Prometheus-looking one?
Yes. Because it's the Mirror Universe, they took Patrol and Advanced and just swapped them with their the ship style.
Right.
That's really all they did.
Yeah, I saw that Patrol one. I was like, hey, it's Prometheus.
Yeah, it's good. And there were some Klingon ships and the Breen ships. Now, the Andorian ships.
Those look pretty cool.
And that's one of those things where people in the forums are a little iffy, because the Andorians are part of the Federation.
Right.
So, in theory, you could have Federation Andorian captains who want to fly their Andorian fleet ships.
Right.
So that could make a little sense in the lore, in the universe of the game. There's some awesome looking ships with some pretty neat abilities.
Not if you really break that down, though, because like, why would Andoria have their own ships when they're a part of Starfleet? Mm-hmm. That would be like North Dakota coming up with their own, their own specific,
their own fighter jet,
or their own, carrier or whatever,
Well, if they make the Valiant, more power to them. Okay, let's make it happen.
So, kind of I guess when you're talking about worlds and different cultures, then I guess maybe, especially when they're talking about in the Star Trek universe, there's not like a money thing, so you're just all about advancement. So maybe it would be more of an art, thing. So I guess I could see it in that sense.
Well, that's why it's the UFP. It's the United Federation of Planets.
Yeah.
Just like the Bajorans, they had their own militia and all that kind of crap.
But they were also not a part of the...
That's not yet.
In DS9, they weren't... That was the deal, is they weren't a part of Starfleet yet. Officially. So... those ships are really cool. I still want the temporal ship. Give me my temporal ship.
Your Wells class?
I want
man.
I want the Wells class.
That's a pretty epic looking ship, man.
Yeah.
I liked when you saw the episode, right?
The relativity. Wait,
Yeah.
which one?
Relativity.
I think so.
The one where Seven gets beamed back into
Yes.
the past and all that. I
And
like
it turns
how,
out like the captain is the one doing the whole thing.
Captain Braxton is the whole problem in both of those episodes.
Yes.
I like how their bridge layout, it was just like 3 people and a teleporter.
Yeah.
There was no real like viewer looking outside. I couldn't tell like if the pilot was facing the front of the ship or if he was facing the back or if he's looking at one of the walls. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, this is kind of cool.
It was just different.
That would really suck with inertia, you know, like you dip down this way and you're flying. You just, what's going on?
Inertial dampeners. Come on now.
Those are the first things to go offline when you get hit, man. That is like the worst thing. Every time you take one tiny little hit with a phaser, inertial dampeners are offline. Okay, well, then you can't go to full impulse anymore because you just got slammed into the bolt. You're now a splatter on the back bulkhead.
Right.
What you're doing, dude.
Quick turn.
Yeah, and you're gone. You just did the enemy's job for them.
Yay. There's we got a Ask Cryptic link in here in the show notes as well. The February Star Trek Online Ask Cryptic. It's all about May.
That's right,
What's
man.
going on in May?
Romulans.
I did like at the end of that Stowe video we saw about the ships, where they had like, I thought the video was over, and at the very end they had like the Romulan bird thing appear and it was like prepare to march in May or whatever. I was like, that's pretty cool. But you know, honestly, like sometimes I feel like I should have been more in PR and advertising, because I'm like, wouldn't that be cooler if they released it in March?
Yeah, March in March.
Yeah. I mean, they got the March and May part, so
Yeah.
they got the alliteration there.
My thing is, when am I going to get more levels?
Yeah, but if you had a whole new character, you'd have plenty of levels.
Yeah, I'd have 50 more levels to get through.
Would you really want like 5 more? If you've got, now you got to get your Federation guy up 5 levels, and then you got to play your Romulan 5 levels.
No.
Or 55 levels. Wouldn't you rather like they introduce?
I'd go for 10 more.
Wouldn't you rather they like introduce the Romulan, you can level him up, and then after that, like the next update, they do like levels?
Nope.
No?
Because this has been going on for 7 seasons where, boom, 50 is the level cap. Bam.
Yeah.
For 7 seasons, 50 has been the level cap.
Well, what are they going to do once they get to like Fleet Admiral? You can't exactly make it a rank higher than Fleet Admiral.
You can try.
Massive downgrade, everyone. Now you're back to Captain.
You could prestige, just like in
Prestige.
Call of Duty. You get to pick one. You get to pick one admiral ability, and then boom, you're back down to an ensign.
Oh God.
That would actually be kind of cool.
Philip's like, bust right email to Cryptic.
Gotta write email to Cryptic, man, because that's kind of because the ability I would pick would be my security escorts.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I'm on the ground, and oh no, 5 people isn't enough. Boop, beam in 2 more. Bam, there we go.
All right, I think I'm not that we're out of stories. We got plenty of stories. I'm just out of
Plenty of
steam. Hot steam. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Crap! Open up a new tab in Chrome. Close Chrome. Chrome. Close. No. No.
Gotta get that voice stuff working right now.
What? What are you looking at me like that for?
Oh no, wasn't you looking at reading the things?
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Relative Dimensions. A lot to talk about. So it's amazing how much goes on when we don't do a show for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Chris over there playing with sliders, guys.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep the music right.
Touch him button. We need an intern to do that for us.
That requires money.
College credit, dude.
College
credit.
Oh gosh. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this, last Friday I put up a video of Magic the Gathering of me and Philip dueling each other in some Magic the Gathering. So if you're a big Magic the Gathering fan, I highly recommend that you go check that out. Keep in mind that we're on Facebooks and the Twitter. Facebook.com/Obsessive Comics Disorder. I am at Chris the Prof on Twitter, and Philip is at Philip_RD. Hey, that was really cool. Keep doing that pose look off to the side. You just got that like
I'm deep in thought.
like yes, Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
Nothing going on up here, guys. Nothing at all.
Remember, all this information and much more can be found at our website at ocdcast.com. Thank you guys again for listening. We will see you guys hopefully next week. We got some Walking Dead to go watch now.
Yes, we do.
So, until next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Felipe.
And we will see you later.
Do the evil monkey.